back, a couple of weeks later, they come back.
That's kind of how it works out sometimes.
They get mad, but I mean, welcome to A Man's Perspective. Today, I'm going to be having a conversation with Jeremiah. And today we're going to talk about relationships. Relationship is one of those things that is on every man's mind. So Jeremiah, everywhere I go with him, I see women trying to get his attention. Jeremiah's charismatic. He's good with words. He's handsome. So I figured, why not just talk to the expert about it so that I can learn something too. So Jeremiah, thank you for being here.
Of course.
I love you.
I love you too, Pops.
All right. So relationships.
Yes.
Every guy I know wishes they had the key to a successful relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a key to successful relationships?
Not one key. No, I think there's like a bunch of keys for sure. There's a bunch of, I guess, like attributes that come with being in a good, strong relationship. So I don't know.
I kind of also think that there are biological factors in play.
Right.
Like
okay.
I've noticed, girls don't usually, and this is just a general thing.
Right. Because
there are anomalies, but I've noticed girls don't date guys shorter than them.
Yeah.
I have a friend. He's really tall. He's like 6'4", but he's not a really handsome man. He's got a weird shaped body, but he always gets the most amazing women. And one of my female friends said, "Yeah, it's because he's tall." And I was like, and this was years ago. This was like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
But it was, and I had always had an idea that women don't date short guys, but when she said that, it solidified my idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's biology. Because when we look back and we go back and when we're on the savannah living in caves, it was the tall guys that were able to see further out and see fruit.
Right.
It was the tall guys that were able to look further out and see a lion coming or a deer to hunt. If you were short, you couldn't see past the bush in front of you.
Yeah.
But when you were tall, you could see all that and you can make your village or your woman, your family safer.
Yeah.
So I think it's biology. I think almost everything goes to biology. What do you think about that? Have you noticed anything like that? Any other things like that in dating women?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not a super like tall guy. I'm like probably like, like a bit shorter than I'm 5'7", or 5'6", so I'm not that tall. And I feel like
no, you're 5'7".
5'7". Yeah, and I feel like for me, like my height hasn't like really affected my dating life a whole lot. I've dated like a few tall chicks. It's a lot of fun. I like tall girls. They're fun. They're beautiful too. I don't know. See, I think a part of it is biology, obviously, right? Because like, going back to more primal eras in life, like if you weren't big or strong, you could die, you had to be big and you had to be, tall to survive, or you could survive more likely if you were taller and bigger and stronger, Well, so I think that's a part of it that comes back to biology. But I feel like right now, like I'll see like the most like, not to like sound super judgmental, but I'll see dudes who aren't very handsome, but they're very confident, and chicks love that.
Yeah.
A guy who has confidence and a guy who like kind of knows what he wants or sure of himself,
Yeah.
So part of it for sure, I think. But I think a bigger part of it is, or maybe as big, is like confidence and like self-assurance. You know?
Yeah. Let me add a caveat to that because I have seen short guys with some really beautiful women.
Right. Yeah.
But they're usually either super buff or amazing good looking or really bright colored eyes. They have more than other guys.
Right.
Like you're extremely charismatic. So your colored eyes, and you have a bilateral face.
I got blessed for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thank you. Let's go.
So, so there's a caveat.
Yeah.
Women, but I've seen more often than not, whenever I see a tall girl with a short guy, unless the shorter guy has a lot to offer, such as resources, physicalness,
right,
looks,
very handsome.
Yeah. Like the girl generally leaves or cheats on him or does something disrespectful.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think when it comes to like physical attributes like that, it's like, I don't know. I know a lot of men who let their height, like determine like, how much people they talk to determine how they feel about themselves, and
Yeah.
it sucks, because like I don't know. Obviously, physical attributes still do matter, but I don't know. I think as long as you're sure of yourself, I think growing up, you taught me that a lot. Like, you got to be confident. You got to just go up and say hi to people, even if like you don't want to. You got to. It's all about confidence, and about, I don't know, being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you for sure taught me that a lot, Pop. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, do you feel like your height has affected your dating experiences?
No.
Because like you're not short at all. Like you're.
But I'm not tall either.
Yeah. I mean, you're like.
But I think like you, I have some of the other attributes because I'm kind of a hyper masculine guy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women are attracted to that, especially nowadays.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think masculinity is something that women just, again, biology.
Right.
Because masculine men tend to be great providers. Masculine men tend to be great caretakers.
Right.
Masculine men won't let anyone harm the people that they love.
Yes.
Masculine men will give their life to provide for the people that they love. So I think that's an attribute that I consider myself to have.
Right. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people or women notice that.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't have a whole lot of luck. Like I guess I feel like I'm average when it comes to my relationships. I think my failure is that a lot of, and this is gonna be triggering to a lot of people, but a lot of women have this false notion that they're the prize, that they're unique. I've heard that so many times. I've gotten in so many discussions with women where I tell them, you're not that unique. You're not even that special. You're average at best. And they get mad and all that stuff, but they always come back. A couple of weeks later, they come back.
That's kind of how it works out sometimes.
They get mad, but I mean, they come back.
I think because they're just it's you being honest. It's you saying, hey, like, you're calling out the BS.
Yeah, it is.
All these. I don't want to sound also triggering or anything, but social media tends to lie to people. Social media tells people you're the prize or valuable, and in reality, it's like, oh man, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I tell some girls around me, if it weren't for men are the ones that let you believe this. Because one question I ask, if men all of a sudden say tomorrow, men decided that all men, 100% of men decided that women cannot work, women will not get driver's licenses, women won't do anything. What can women do to stop that from happening?
I don't know. Retaliate?
Yeah, but how? How can women retaliate if 100% of men in the United States decided tomorrow women will not work, women will not drive a car, women will not vote, women will not do anything? If 100% of men decided that, what can women do to stop that from happening? And it will never happen, right? That's barbaric.
It's just theoretical. Yeah,
exactly. This is just a conversation.
Yeah,
a thought conversation.
Right.
A thought experiment, so to say.
Right.
So if that were to happen, what can women do to stop it from happening? Even if they say, "Oh, we're not going to have sex," well, what's stopping men from just tying them up and forcing them to have sex and forcing them to have kids and forcing them?
Right.
Women cannot stop men. Women have their rights, have their freedoms, their whatever, because of men, because men have allowed it.
Right.
And because men strive to make things comfortable for the people they love around them. And we work the most for the women and the children that we love around us. We want our families, our kids, our wives to be safe, to be secure, to be comfortable. And men have conquered the planet. The planet no longer kills us. Before, you would die from heat stroke or hypothermia or be eaten by a bear or a lion or a wolf or a snake or a mongoose. Men have pacified the planet for women. And now women think that because men have pacified the planet for them, that they're equal to men. What do you think?
Equal in what sense?
I have a feeling, and I think it's a small amount of the population, but I have a feeling a good amount of the population of women think that they can do literally whatever a man can do.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. And like also just not to sound judgmental or not to sound sexist, but like, a lot of these people like, who are doing these really rough jobs, they're men. If you if you look at SEAL Team 6, they're men.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of the special forces teams, a lot of them are men.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. I think men today, especially, I feel like when it comes to like mental, like I feel like society is a bit more forgiving towards women than men today. A lot more forgiving,
absolutely,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like sad or unfair. I think it should be that way because I do think that men have to do these scary, risky things because of how we're built.
Yeah,
we're built with stronger bone density. We're built with we can get muscle faster and stronger. Testosterone is one of those fight or flight chemicals that can really help you out in those scary situations. So I don't think so. I don't think I obviously when it comes to like opportunities, yes, it's equal. I think women can like have the same, I guess, options that men can have when it comes to career choices. Like if you want to be a doctor, I think girls can be. I think it's the same thing. But when it comes to more rugged stuff, building skyscrapers, laying bricks, infrastructure, building roads, these are all things that men do. A majority of those workforces have like a majority of men versus women.
Yeah, because
rightfully so.
Yeah, at work I drive around a lot, so I see a lot of construction sites. And whenever I see women on construction sites, they're the ones holding the signs to slow or stop or to guide traffic. I never see them digging the ditches.
Right.
I never see them on the back of a tractor, doing all this stuff.
Right.
I never see that. I always see the women doing these ancillary jobs that aren't dangerous.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Men do all the tough stuff, all the difficult stuff.
And I think it should be that way.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also think the respect for that kind of stuff is gone. Do you think women respect men the way they should?
I don't think people respect men the way they should. I think
that's true.
There's a lot of people who just have this like some women, I guess too, maybe most of them. I don't know. I think a lot of people just tend to, because you're a guy, you have these certain pre-notive motions because you're a guy,
Yeah, I like that whole stupid one about a bear or a man.
I saw those videos.
I thought that was the most ridiculous.
It made me laugh. I'm like, damn, that's a brave ass woman choosing a bear.
Yeah. At first I thought it was a skit. It's got to be like a pre-written skit, because like how stupid are women, a bear or a man? That is the most ridiculous shit I have ever heard. A bear will fucking eat you. You won't last 10 seconds with a bear. Even a small little brown bear will eat you.
Still gonna mess you up.
Yeah, we can't fight any kind of predator, any kind of wild animal.
Exactly.
I even think those fearless little ones that fight lions and stuff. The black and white ones.
Is it badgers or is it
honey badgers?
Badgers, yeah.
I think a honey badger will kill a human being.
They're vicious. They're crazy. Yeah.
I think a honey badger will kill a human being. Especially one with no weapons, just the hands and feet. I think it'll kill a human being because we're not that strong, When it comes to the animal kingdom, we're not the fastest. We don't have big fangs. We're not the strongest. A chimpanzee is 7 times stronger than the average man.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude. So going back to the relationship question, we're digressing. So yeah, I think you're right. Men aren't as respected as they should in society as a whole.
We're not. Not today. We're not.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I think that can like also build men to be strong. Just the fact that we know that we're not very, like protected or sought after, and that's okay. That's how it has to be, because I think we're made to protect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think God or I don't know, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. They gave us the muscle fibers to protect.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so I don't know, Pops. I think I think it's kind of cool how. So I don't think we're equal. I don't think men I don't think we're equal at all.
Yeah,
but I think it's how it should be when it comes to biology and when it comes to like, if you believe in evolution, even that too. While a woman cares for the kid, the man can hunt or whatever. And obviously other animals do it differently. But like for humans, so we've come so far. We've built so much stuff. We've learned so much stuff. So I don't think we're equal, but not in a way where it's like women are dumb, they ain't shit. They're not dumb, but like when it comes to, I guess like societal standpoints, we're not equal at all.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's 1,000%. We're not equal at all.
Yeah, we're not.
How do you think we got to this point? Like, you go to college, like, what? How did we get to the point where this delusion seems to be so great?
What do you mean, like
as far as like women believing that they're equal to men?
I don't know.
And again, I don't believe all women believe this.
Right.
But I think it's primarily the college age women that believe that they're equal to men.
Right.
So I think at around 30, women go like, holy shit, I can't do whatever a man can do.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So how do we get to this? How do we, like, can we go back into the 70s and 60s? Like,
different times.
This notion wasn't here. This delusion wasn't here.
I think one of the biggest attributes is like we feel we're like in a very like, I guess, somewhat safe time right now. Yeah. Life is very comfortable for us. In Western society. Exactly. Life is very comfortable. We're not going to war. And Vietnam was in the 70s, right? Or 60s?
60s. Yeah. It ended in early 70s.
And that war was brutal. A lot of people died in terrible ways. So I think one of the biggest attributes is just that. It's just it's super comfortable now. Life right now is easy, and I think with easy comes boredom, and with boredom comes just these wild, stupid thoughts. People who are bored do stupid shit, all the time. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of it. I think social media too. Yeah, one of the biggest ones is like you can find all kinds of fake news on social media. All kinds of stuff.
I would say I would say like 80% of social media is bullshit.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I think it is too.
All these fucking businesses, if you're not making $153,000 a day,
it's ridiculous.
You should be buying my program. Yeah, it's like, what the hell, dude? Shut up.
It's so dumb. These like 30-second long videos of like how to do this and that. I'm like, nah, it's not that easy. Yeah. Making money is never super easy. There's a process to it, Yeah. But they make it seem all easy and fun and games, and it's like, no, it's not how it is. But social media,
makes it seem that it is
exactly.
Easy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. And then even today's like curriculum, I'm not like in any like super insane courses, but a lot of the courses I've taken have like been a bit more like, I guess like woman kind of I guess constructed
or led,
in a way, or led,
well, most teachers are women, so
right?
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's a very like it's a dangerous mindset to have that we're all equal, because we're not equal, and there's a point we're not equal. There's a reason for that. So I don't know, Pops.
I think this is gonna sound horrible, but sometimes I wish war would come to this country, because war would send everything straight.
Yeah, exactly.
All these power movements for this and that involve women, like all that shit is out the window when there's someone pointing a rifle at you. Mm-hmm. When someone's trying to kill you, all that shit changes. Yeah,
exactly.
And I say that jokingly because war is horrible.
Right.
I say that because we need something catastrophic in order to change our ideas. But I never really want war to come to this country.
Right.
I thank God that we're as safe and as secure and as peaceful as we are. But I do think that we're just delusional. I think that, and again, it's the younger generation.
Yeah.
That's what I see. Because I see most people, as they get older, they realize certain truths. Like
life hits them.
Yeah. Like I've told you many times, life is brutal.
Yeah.
Life will if you don't prepare for life, life will knock you down and beat you up and show no mercy. Life, you have to be ready for life. And one of the ways to be ready for life is to be honest with yourself about your position, about your strengths, about your weaknesses, about your, your addictions. You have to be honest with yourself. Man, but we're digressing again from relationships.
we do that sometimes.
Yeah. So going back to relationships.
Yeah.
I've never seen you struggle with getting girls. Like, what advice would you give to guys to, like? Because I know so many guys. Like I'm telling you, I know 29-year-old virgins. I know. What advice would you give to dudes trying to get girls?
It's a good question. All I can say about that, this is what she taught me too. Growing up when I was friggin' a kid, you're like, go talk to girls. I'm like, okay, I'll go talk to girls.
Yeah, I remember you. I
hated it so much, but she forced me to. And I feel like it got easier over time. All I can say is like, you have to be okay with being like uncomfortable.
Yes,
obviously being turned down sucks. It's not fun.
It's like getting kicked in the gut.
Yeah, it does.
That's what girls don't realize.
Yeah.
Rejection is like getting kicked in the stomach, dude.
It does hurt.
Yeah,
it does hurt sometimes. But I will say is like, if it's not hurt somebody else. There are a lot of people in this world. There are a lot of beautiful, smart people in this world. And I think if you're having a hard time talking to girls or finding girls, you just gotta keep trying. Be in uncomfortable places, go out and just say hi to people. So all I can say is just you got to be okay with being uncomfortable. It's what it comes down to. Like as a kid growing up, and you told me that stuff, I did not want to say hi to anybody at all. I was like, no, I don't want to be social. I don't feel like saying hi to that pretty girl. I don't want to. Yeah. But I feel like through doing that over time, it kind of got easier to approach women and talk to people, because it's not that hard. A lot of it's like you're just in your mind sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. Because chicks are just as fucked up as we are, man.
Exactly.
They're just as insane as we are.
Exactly.
We're all messed up, man. So it's like, we are.
It's the truth.
We're all messed up.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I know the most educated. I know an attorney who says cocaine makes him sharper. I'm like, dude, I don't think so. But okay.
Holy hey, man. If it works for you, yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah. If it works for you, then hey, man.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Go for it. Hell yeah.
All right. Deuces. So, long as you don't do it in front of me, we're I'm just going to say it's a make-believe.
If it works for you, it works for you, man.
So, we're all messed up, man. We're all messed up. And when you approach a girl, even though chances are you're going to get rejected, you still do it.
Exactly, because why not?
Just say hi. So say hi. Just don't go up to them and be like, "Hey, you want to food?" Stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Just hi, my name is so and so. How's your day? Just casual stuff.
And I think you told me too. I forgot if it was you or if it was somebody else who told me. You're like, if you say hi to a girl and you call her pretty, it's gonna make her day. You're gonna make them happy.
Just don't be creepy about it.
Yeah, don't be a creep.
That shit.
Yeah, but like if you're scared of saying hi, like just realize like if you're gonna say hi and be nice, you're gonna make someone's day. People like attention. People like being talked to. People like hearing, "Hey, your hair looks nice. Hey, you look." Your outfit looks good today. Whatever it may be, People like having conversations. We're social creatures. We're social creatures. So. As like, I don't know, as like uneasy as it may feel to say hi, you just gotta do it. You just have to. There's no like solution or equation. It's just saying hi, being uncomfortable, putting yourself in those scary situations,
That's so crazy because there's so many classes to pick up chicks.
Oh God, yeah, I've seen those. I want to be like, and it's funny because people are buying those courses. Yes. People are trying to figure out and maybe it could work for them. That's great, but also it's like, dude, even like when it comes to like not just like girls, but even like money and stuff. Like if you want to make money, you got to put yourself in hard situations. Big risk. you got to take risks to make money. Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's just like the only solution is just like you have to be uncomfortable, with everything, buying properties.
That's good advice, man. Just learn to live with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's all you can do for everything. Money, relationships, even like religion, that can be scary too.
Yeah, but that starts wars.
Yeah, exactly.
That starts wars.
Yeah,
it's brutal. That's all religious. That's none of that has to do with property here. That's all. I know they try to say it's because they're oppressed of the whatever, but no. That's all religion right there. Those are all religious beliefs.
Yeah. Like it's okay if your neighbor has different religious beliefs and ideologies. That's okay. People can have different ideas. That's fine. Nothing is wrong with that. But I don't know. I think it's these people who just that religion makes me feel uncomfortable or upset, so I don't like it. It's like it's not. That's not constructive.
I think part of it has everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants to be. Or their version of life to be the right version. And sometimes we want to be right so badly that we'll fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most of war is just profit. It's just money. It's just money for the powerful people, whoever they are. I know everybody's got all these crazy ideas of who the powerful people are or the elites, but it is profitable. As much as we don't want to admit it, war is very profitable. I know someone who, and not that it has something to do with war, but it's kind of along the same lines.
Yeah.
I know someone that because the pandemic came around in 2020, and in 2019, this person bought like $2 million of hand sanitizer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $2 million in the summer of 2019 because they saw what's going on in China.
Right.
So they bought $2 million worth of hand sanitizer and put it away in the storage. Big old storage, $2 million worth of hand sanitizer.
Wow.
They held it for almost a year. And then as all the hand sanitizer started going away, they started selling their hand sanitizer at like 10 times what they bought it for. Yeah.
Nice.
And they ended up making a $16 million profit in 1 year. Yeah.
That's impressive.
And that's kind of like what war is. These companies are paid big bucks to make bullets, to make bandages, to make food, to make utensils, to make backpacks, to make shoes, to make socks, to make pants, to make shirts, to make all these companies are paid big bucks to make all this stuff for soldiers for war.
Yeah.
So war is profitable. So I think it's a multitude of things. I think it's the need to be right, and it's profit driven. So yeah, war kind of sucks.
I don't know. When you're profiting off people's death, it's crazy,
Yeah.
When you're profiting off people dying, it's like, which I guess, for, like, it kind of worked out in World War II after the Depression. Like, it did offer jobs and stuff. So I guess there's, like, kind of a silver lining, but also
human
kills
death
tons of people.
sucks,
Kills tons of fucking people.
And in the most brutal way, and leaves people with just messed up minds.
PTSD is very real with the soldiers, and it's messed up.
Yeah, we've lost more soldiers to suicide than we actually did in combat. Yeah, it's crazy. Like 3 times the amount. It's the last one I read. But anyway, back to relationships.
Oh my God.
I started getting depressed.
I know, me too. I'm like, wow, it's horrible, man.
Well, it seems that there are more shitty things to life than positive. So how can we say positive about life? What should we look for?
I love that question. For me, this is how I do things. I really feel like ignorance is bliss. Oh, yeah. The more you know, the less you know, and the more you know. Like I look at some of the smartest people I know. I have a lot of smart friends, and they're not happy a lot. I think today's society isn't made for smart people because it's kind of a dumb society. It's not a very smart government system, and it's dumb. So I know a lot of very depressed, smart people, which to me sounds like if you're smart, you should probably be a little happier, right? I know people who are intelligent and very depressed. So I think for me, obviously there are some truths like you have to accept with how society is not the best, but also, I think life has like a lot of like beautiful stuff to offer,
So like, just look for the beauty.
Look for the beauty. Look for the beauty. Like you were saying, I think for me, it's relationships. You know, they're very important. Material stuff, money is cool. Cool cars or fast bikes are cool, but like, I don't know, having these talks, you know, talking to you, Dad, talking to my friends, like that makes me very happy, you know, because it teaches me a lot. I feel heard, you know, and I don't know.
I say do whatever you can to benefit your relationships.
Yeah.
If it means like getting up early and helping a buddy move, get up early and do it. Yeah. Exactly. If it means staying up a little bit later and losing an hour's sleep just to have that conversation because one of your buddies is a little bit down about something, do it.
Yeah.
I think whatever we can do to benefit the relationships around us are going to have long-term ramifications or long-term benefits.
Yeah.
Relationships are, to me, and I remember I used to think that this is shit, you know, broke people say. That relationships are what make you immortal. But then in time, I realized, no, it's true. Because look at my grandmother. She's your nana weta, my nana weta. And my grandmother, your great-grandmother. Yeah. You know, the things, her life, because we're going to keep talking about her for many generations because of the hard life she lived. And the million and one things she's had to overcome to raise all 9 of my uncles and aunts. It's just tremendous. That something we couldn't do to this day.
Right.
Like I know I could not survive my grandmother's life. I would have checked out a long time ago. But she did it. She survived it. And all of my uncles and aunts are good people, you know. They're just as fucked up as everyone else, but they're basically pretty good people, you know. So for my grandmother, your great-grandmother, to create 9 fairly decent human beings amidst all the hurdles, all the challenges, not knowing the language. Like she didn't even know how to sign her name. She got a job signing X on her checks. You know, it's like I can't even imagine that, you know, sign your name X. You know? But she did it. She did it. So those relationships are what make us immortal. So I really believe that now.
Yeah. And happy too, you know. Like I swear to God, Pops, I'll have like if I don't talk to like people I love for like a few days, I don't feel good. Like if I don't talk to you for a while, I don't feel that great, you know. If I don't see you, I don't feel that good. So I think what it comes down to is relationships. They make you happy. They can break you, of course, too, but they can also make you, you know, in a life where like we're so separated through like class and all this BS fake stuff, you know. I don't want to get too like in depth and triggering, but you know, having that feeling of like coming together is like just feels good. Yeah, it makes me feel happy. It makes people feel happy because we're meant for that. Yeah, we're meant to work and come together, you know, and talk to each other and communicate. Yeah, you know. So
I know I've told you this 1,000 times, but it's true. At least this is how I feel inside. Like whenever I hug you guys, like I can literally feel my cells fixing themselves. And I know it sounds like bullshit, and I know it sounds like, but whenever I hug you guys, it's just like my body's like regenerating. I feel like a stress gone, pressure gone. And I know it sounds like bullshit, but it's not. This is literally how my body feels when I hear you guys talk, when I hear you guys laugh, when I hold you guys, when you're close to me. Like it's just, those relationships are the most important thing in life, and I feel so wealthy because of it, because of you guys. I know we don't have a lot of. We're not broke either. I don't want to act like we're broke, but we don't have a lot of money. You know, we're getting by as best we can, but you guys make me feel wealthy. You guys being able to tell you I love you, being able to hug you, being able to hug your sisters, tell your sisters I love them. It makes me feel wealthy. It makes me feel like, you know, I've done a lot. Yeah. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. But yeah, you're right. Relationships are super intense in that they can make you or break you, but they are so valuable. Yeah.
Yes. They can make life feel good.
Yeah.
Feel very good.
Yeah. Like even just talking to my buddies, like sometimes I'm just like, I feel like I got to talk to somebody and I'll call my friends and we'll just chit chat for an hour and
feel good after.
I feel way better. Yeah.
Laugh a little bit, talk some jokes, talk
shit about each other.
It's fun. It's fun talking mad shit about each other. It's hilarious.
The thing about my friends is that we pick on each other's vulnerabilities. We go after like,
damn.
Yeah, we go after each other's vulnerabilities.
That's funny.
Yeah. But it's so funny because that's how I don't know if it's twisted. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's how I know that my friends love me because they make fun of my weight, they make fun of my Shrek face, they make fun of, and we really go after each other's vulnerabilities, and but at the same time, that's how I know that they love me, and that's how I love them.
Exactly. There's no like holding back for saying. You just say stuff how it is, and it's funny, Yeah.
But by the same token, I know my friends, not all of them, but most of them. If I need help with something, they'll be there. They'll come through. If I say, anybody know this? I'll get like 5 messages. Yeah, let's do this. We can do this. We can do that. Blah 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 blah. We always pull through for each other. So I'm grateful for them. So anyway, back to relationships with girls. Well, I guess relationships with people.
Fourth segue.
Yeah. So, being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Great advice.
You have to.
I would also add to that, like, just use some strategy, if more than likely tall girls aren't going to be into you, don't go after tall girls. Don't waste your energy on girls taller than you. I would just date girls that are shorter than you, at least 4 inches shorter, so they can wear heels. Maybe don't date like outside of your social class. I know in the movies it's romantic for the poor boy or the poor girl to run into all Mexican telenovelas are that.
Yeah.
The poor, villager meeting the rich girl or guy and turning their life around, but in the process teaching the rich girl or guy some lifelong lesson or something. But that's just not life. That's just not reality.
Yeah.
I would probably date within your social class, meaning like finances, not race, because race is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But maybe not irrelevant, but not as important as social class.
Right.
If you're only making $50,000 a year and you're going to try to date someone that's making $50 million a year, it's going to be hard. It's going to add a lot of pressure onto the relationship. Not impossible, but it's going to be hard. And so I would just better my odds by dating someone shorter, dating within my social class as far as finances. I would use and the same likes, like same music likes, same food likes, same I would add to that to it.
If I can add to that too, growing up, you taught me that it's good to have somebody who is equally yoked, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, equally yoked. Yeah.
What does that mean again? Like, is that
equally yoked is like the same goals and purposes as you, the same.
Right. Okay.
Like if your goal is to build a great house in a great city so that your kids could live in peace and harmony and go to good schools, but your partner's goals are to demoralize all men, then you're not going to be successful.
Right. It's bound to fail.
Yeah. So having those long conversations about futures, about likes and dislikes, and then going through stressful situations, like not deathly situations. Like you don't want to have, go walking around in Watts, at midnight, swinging a gold chain, but just like those tough situations, like what car are we going to buy when we have 2 kids, what city do you want to live in? What kind of schools do you want our kids to go to?
Right.
Talk about those stressful things that people don't like to talk about,
I think it was, I forgot the dude's name, but he's a divorce lawyer. He said a lot of people like it's not good to learn how to fight during a fight. You can't do that. You have to learn how to fight before you fight.
Yeah.
Right? So same thing with love, and you have to have those hard conversations with each other. It's because like when stuff gets rough inevitably, you have already had those discussions about how we're gonna go about doing things, you know. So yeah, pops, that's a good point.
But also be strong in your own convictions, because
Right.
if you yourself don't believe what you believe, then you're gonna be easily pushed.
Yeah.
So be strong in your own convictions. Put yourself through struggle. Put yourself through stress. Make yourself uncomfortable, as you said, and figure out your own convictions. Figure out what's your own beliefs, so that when it does come about, you can say, no, I've been through this. I know why this is beneficial. I know why this works, because I've been through it.
Exactly. Swords are built through like stress and, you know,
forging,
high heat. Yeah. So
the forging process is heating it up, beating it down, cooling it off. Heating it up, beating it down, cooling it off. Yeah. And forging is the same thing with humans. You know, you have to go through that process of struggle, of forging yourself, forging your beliefs, forging, you know. And not to say that because I believe this now, this is what I'm going to always believe.
Right.
No, because you can learn something next year that go, damn, what I used to believe was nonsense. Because I've done that many times. Things that I believe are like, like, oh man, that's bullshit. I can't believe I believe that.
I know.
So like, just struggle. Don't be afraid of the struggle. Don't be afraid of the fight. I'm not saying walk up to people and punch them, but when conflict comes, don't run away from it. Learn to talk your way out of it. Don't. But if you have to fight, be ready to fight. Put your hands up. Go take some, you know, boxing classes. You don't have to become an expert boxer, but take some boxing classes just to teach you balance and stuff. Then go take some jiu-jitsu classes, teach you how to grapple, so that you don't have to try to hurt anybody. You can just submit them out, choke them out.
Exactly.
So forge yourself, get yourself ready, and then go at it.
Yeah. I think you told me too, you're like, I think you said like the more like you like invest in yourself, you're going to just attract people.
Oh yeah.
And that's been so true.
Yeah.
That's been so true. Like just even like something as small as working out. When you work out, you attract people. People like looking at big muscles and fitness. So,
girls. That's another thing I was going to say. Girls like muscles because it makes them feel safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the more time you put into yourself, you're going to eventually 100% you're going to get.
Yeah, and not that you have to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you do have to have some structure to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to take care of yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Attractive. Yeah.
I know you and I can talk for hours and hours and hours, and I love that about you. I love how intelligent you are. I love how you just, you know, you give me different ways of looking at things. So I know we can talk for hours. So, but let's end it here with one last question. Yeah. What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
Just to stop being so freaking scared. Stop being afraid. There's no point in being afraid. Fear, even though fear is a real thing, it's also very fake, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You can
it's
make
self-imposed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no point in being scared of the stupid, like life's scary. It's just a part of it's just a part of how it is. But to have fear and to let fear control you is a whole different thing. You know, I was a scared 15-year-old kid. I used to get pushed around. I used to get bullied a little bit when I was younger. So I had this fear of I don't even know what. And now I'm like, man, what was the point of all that fear?
Nonsense.
It's so dumb. You know, it was so dumb. So. So all I would say is just, hey, stop being so afraid. It's okay to take risks. It's okay to be different. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All that matters is like you and the people who like you love that are around you. And that's it, you know? And that's it.
Good advice, man. That's fantastic advice.
Yeah. What would you say to yourself as 15?
As a 15, I too, I had a bully. Not at 15, but in middle school.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid of my bully. It was ridiculous. It wasn't until I got him in a headlock and threw him against the concrete wall that he
that'll do it.
Me.
Yep.
And I was like, oh shit, he's not that scary anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because you face the fear.
Yeah.
And you, okay, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. But good advice. I love that advice, Pops. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me record this with you.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's always fun talking to you, Pops. It's always fun talking to you.
Thank you, Pop. I love you. And for everyone out there, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comments, and myself or my guests will do our best to answer those questions. And thank you for watching. See you on the next one.
Later.
Oh, hit like and subscribe. Yeah. All right. Bye.
Later.